Howdy everyone, Poacher here with an Age of Magic video, and in today's video we're going to be doing a beginner's guide for the stores within the game, specifically what to focus on when spending currency on hero shards. There are 5 stores within the game. You have your arena store, your Valley of Treasure, your Tomb of Horrors, your clan, and your raid stores. And each one of these stores offers a different variety of hero shards you should be farming, and I'm going to help you prioritize the heroes that you should be collecting from these stores. Now, in saying that, this guide isn't a solid concrete guide to follow. What I mean by that is in the game, there are chests you can open that give you randomized hero shards. So getting heroes from those chests could change the course on what heroes you farm from the stores. But you will know that because you will have the heroes when it comes time to collecting them from the stores, and you will say to yourself, hey, I've already got this character, we can move on to the next one. So we'll go over each store. We'll have a tier 1 priority, tier 2, a situational, and I'll show you what heroes you can purchase after you complete specific events, because not all heroes are available to you at the start of the game. So let's get into it, and we'll start with the arena store. The first store you are introduced to is the Arena Shop. It's probably one of the stores that has the hardest currency to farm because you only earn it once a day, and how much you earn is dependent on where you are in the arena. So you could earn a little, you could earn a decent amount. It is also the store that has probably the most shop exclusive characters out of all the stores. So a lot of these heroes you can only farm through Arena. Unless, of course, you do get a randomized chest and you get shards for these heroes, this is the only way you're going to get them. So keep that in mind. Now, in saying that, when you start the game, there is probably only one hero that is worth farming 100% guaranteed, and that is Zart. He is a wonderful beginner hero, and he does have value for late game players as well. It's not huge, but he does have value, so he's not a huge waste. Primarily, though, you do need him for the Succubus event. She's not a super important hero. However, you do need her then for a later event and so forth. So he has value. You're not going to waste resources by purchasing this hero. Once you have him complete, you can move on to the second tier heroes. Now, these heroes are all arena exclusive: Colonel, Worm Priest, Blood Priest, and Arrogant Shadow. Now, the Undead are going to help you for the Sooner event, I believe. So that is a really good farm to get these 2 heroes. And again, these heroes do have some value late game. Colonel, he's a good hero to begin with. He is needed for an event. Not a priority though. You can delay farming him. And Worm Priest, not super important either. He's only in tier 2 because, like I said, this is the only place you can farm him. So keep that in mind. Now, the only thing to add to this is you also get offers for other kobolds. Now, some players, there's 2 sides of the fence on this one. I'll explain both of them. Some players suggest purchasing the kobolds through the arena because it is going to help you unlock rock faster. Now, in saying that, I am personally on the side of not doing that because the kobolds aren't really that difficult to farm. It will take a little longer, then just not that difficult. So to me, it's a waste. But I also understand the other side as well, is getting rock for a beginner is a really huge deal, and he is a great hero just for every part of the game. So keep that in mind. There is the option to spend this currency on kobolds. Do it at your own will though. It's not going to harm you. It's not going to benefit you. It's a situational thing. Situational heroes are heroes that you should get, but honestly, they're not super important. Silver Moon, again, for an event. Tahit, again, for an event. And Gasser, honestly, I don't ever really see the need for Gasser. He, again, is on here because this is the only place you can get him. So if you're a collection freak, you want to unlock every hero, you can get him through here, or you can just wait to summon him through randomized chests. These 2 heroes will be unlocked through events. Now, once you get these heroes through the event, the only way to complete their shards is by farming them through the Arena Shop or the TOH Shop. Now, I would not recommend buying Succubus through the Arena Shop, number 1, because the arena currency is so valuable. Rock, however, go for it. He's a great hero. The faster you can max him out, the better. 100% recommended. Now, when I get to the TOH shop, you will understand why I don't recommend Succubus, and honestly, maybe not even Rock. Again, it's up to you, because the TOH currency is a lot easier to farm than the Arena. So the arena shop is probably the most difficult of them all because there are a lot of exclusive heroes. However, the currency is very valuable and you can put a lot of these heroes on the sideline and save the currency for gear later on in the game. But it's just here. If you want to do it, this is the order I would personally do it in. Next up, we have the VOT store, and it's probably one of the easiest stores to get a grasp on, and the currency is pretty decently farmable as well. Tier 1, Lucky. Farm Lucky. Lucky, Lucky, Lucky. When you open that store, you look for Lucky to begin with. If she's not there, you close the store. It's as simple as that. Do not spend currency on the skill cubes. Don't do it. Just do not do it. You look for Lucky. That is your #1 priority. When you start the game, you won't get a huge amount of the currency, so it's vital you make sure you are getting her. But sooner or later, the currency will start to stack up. So, yeah, #1, get Lucky. #2, Stealthy and Drake. Now, Stealthy, 100% a priority over Drake. Drake isn't huge. You don't need to get Drake. Again, he is in here because he's only available through the VOT shop. So get Stealthy. You do need Stealthy and you do need Lucky for the Bjorn event. So they are going to be the heroes you need to unlock Bjorn. So super important you get these heroes. Again, Stealthy though is a second tier choice over Lucky. Situational is Karana. Now, Karana is a very farmable hero in the game. She's available in both the light and dark campaigns. And again, you may summon her through the randomized chests in the game. Lots of opportunities to get her. However, she's a pretty decent-ish hero to have. So if you want to get more stars for her, there is the option to farm her. I just wouldn't make her a priority. And then finally, Sacrif, but she is event locked. You need to complete her event before she becomes available in the store. Now, quickly recapping this, there is also the option to get kobolds in here, which are going to help you get that rock faster. Again, completely up to you if you want to farm them. It's not a waste. It will help you get rock faster, and he is a great hero throughout the entire game. So it's up to you. This is just the list of priority heroes in terms of their availability through the game. And again, tier 1 is just going to help you in so many ways. It will blow your mind. Next up, we have the Tomb of Horror store, and this is a currency that you will get a lot of over time. So you can spend it a little bit more loosely than you normally would for some of the other stores. Now, some people are going to brush this off when I say it. Me and Palin have talked about it for a long time. Kobolok, 100% a top tier hero. Now, he is a hero that can be farmed through the game, but as an early game player, this character is insanely good. Really, really good. If I had to make a tier list for useful characters for beginner players, Kobolok, top of the top. He is amazing. He can heal, he can accuracy decrease. Potential is just great. He does fall off. You do not need to get this character to 7 stars, not to begin with anyway. 5 stars is good enough, but he will help you a tremendous amount. Definitely worth getting. Tier 2, we have Howdy and Arrogant Guard. Depends how you want to do this. You can farm either one. They're both exclusive to TOH. Now, Arrogant Guard is going to help you for the Sooner event, and Sooner is a really useful hero, especially when paired with Rock. So you could probably start farming him earlier than Howdy. Howdy is optional. I went for Howdy when I began playing a new account because I just wanted a backup healer for tournament for TOH, and I don't regret my choice, but it's up to you guys. Both heroes, tier 2, they're going to be useful to you in different ways. You're not going to use Arrogant Guard in content. Just keep that in mind. You may use Howdy in content. You're not going to use Arrogant Guard. I didn't. So just keep that in mind. He's only useful for the Sooner event. So the earlier you get him, the better. Situational, Riser, Angram, and Aratar. These 3 heroes are only available through the stores. You need them for events. They're in situational. They are available in a different store. Angram and Riser are. However, I don't recommend farming them in the other store. I recommend farming them only in TOH. Again, because the currency is a little bit more fluid. It's easier to farm. And then you've got Aratar. So these 3 heroes for events, farm them through TOH when you want. Don't prioritize them. Last, we have Succubus and Rock. And this is what I mean by farming them through this store instead of Arena, because it's just easier. The currency for TOH is easier to farm than the Arena currency, so keep that in mind. Up next, we got the Clan Shop. Now, the Clan Shop currency is earned by completing dailies within the clan. There'll be complete tier H, spend energy, so forth. That's how you get the currency, and depending on where your clan ranks, that's the currency you will earn. There is a tier 1 hero, and that is Mirrodin. He is only available in the clan shop. Now, keep in mind, Mirrodin is a really good hero. He should be farmed. However, his use only comes really when you unlock Rhiannon. So keep that in mind. You could be farming him, thinking he's going to be useful, but there is a condition. The only reason I've put him so high is because if you do have her, then these two characters are going to be exceptional in raid, and it's really going to push you in that department of the game. So keep that in mind. Tier 2, again, heroes that can only be farmed through the clan shop or stores in general. You've got Helia, Arrogant Shadow, Kabuto, and Softy. Arrogant Shadow and Softy are probably going to be your priority over the rest. Simply because these characters will unlock good heroes in the event. Arrogant Shadow for Suna and Softy for Bjorn. And these two characters aren't horrible. Arrogant Shadow probably not used a lot, but Softy, he's got a decent kit. He will be useful in early tournament. Situational, you've got Ryza and Lucky. Now again, Lucky's in here. She is a top tier hero, 100%, but it goes in saying that she is easier to farm in the Valley of Treasure shop. So if you're desperately looking for stars for her, 100% you can farm her through here as well. But if you're not having any issues, just put her on the side burner for a little bit and focus on other heroes. Ryza, same deal. This currency is pretty valuable. So to farm him in here when you've got other heroes to farm is a bit of a waste when he can be farmed easier in the TOH shop. So just keep that in mind. And you've got Siegfried and Tiliana who become available after you will unlock them in the event. Now, Siegfried, hugely useful now, but you do need Tristan, so keep that in mind. And Tristan is not an easy farm, so yeah, pretty standard shop. It's a bit fluid in what you aim for. It depends on what characters you've got in your account already. The final store is the Raid store, and this store I think is a bit controversial on where you should focus your currency. On the screen are the priority heroes, and there are some really good heroes from the Raid store. You have your Azariel, Mabe, Tricky, Gloriana, Pruk, and Tyros. Now, Pruk, not a huge deal. We'll start from the situational and work our way backwards. Not a huge deal. The goblins themselves are a pretty useless faction. However, they've been forcefully given purpose in the game. They are really good in a specific event raid. They are good in Cradle of Chaos, and they are good in something else that I am completely forgetting right now. It was on the tip of my tongue. So yeah, they do have forceful use. So it's not an early game problem though. That's a later game problem. Tyros, again, very situational. He's best in an Archon team, and an Archon team is not something you are getting month 1 of the game. So he can be put on the side burner. He's just a really good hero though. He's universal. He offers a lot of utility in terms of suppressing the enemy. So yeah, it's again up to you. We'll jump to tier 1 now. We're doing this one a bit weird, but we'll jump to tier 1 now. Again, I was talking to Palin, and we're very opposite side of the fence on this. He reckons Mabe is priority. I reckon Azariel. I think healers are very, very important at the beginning of the game because you want to get as far as you can in areas like TOH, which is offering you currency for a lot of good things. And a healer is going to be able to do that for you. He believes Mabe. She offers a lot of utility, pretty decent damage dealer, pretty decent in terms of suppression for the enemy. So I leave it up to you. What do you feel like you need more of at where you are in the game? Do you need a better support unit, or do you need a better suppression unit? Completely up to you. Both of them I think are decent. I think you can't go wrong either way. Now these two heroes are really good, but they're tier 2 simply for the fact of how expensive they are. They both cost 2,000 currency each for 5 shards. And as a new player, you're not getting 2,000 currency willy-nilly. It's nearly 3 of, or 2, and yeah, 2 of, yeah, you're pretty much getting 10 shards for the 5 shards here. Tricky, you're going to need for, again, Bjorn, and Gloriana. Can't think of where she's useful off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's somewhere. So yeah, these heroes are expensive. So as you start getting further into the game, as you start raiding, and as this currency starts to become more plentiful, then you can maybe look at these 2 heroes. But I think as a beginner player, these 2 heroes are going to be a lot more valuable to you as a starting player. Lastly, we have the Dagan. He is event lock. You need to unlock him before you can start collecting him. Once you do, though, pretty decent. He helps the orcs, but orcs, in my personal opinion, have fallen off a bit with the meta shift lately. So I guess try and figure out if he's going to be useful to you. If not, and if there's other heroes you can farm, put them before him. If not, get him. He's not a waste. He's not a horrible healer. Their orcs use is slowly diminishing as the game progresses. So yeah, those are the 5 stores. Like I said, it's not concrete. There is movement in the stores on how you progress and what you focus on. This is just the standard stock image photo of the importance of some of these heroes and when and where you should be farming them. So yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I will answer it to the best of my ability. And wherever you're around the world, until next time, please take care of yourself.